For Lauren Fiori, running in races was a family affair. She ran her first 5K when she was 9, went on to do her first half marathon in 2012, first full marathon the year after. Her mother side by side in the races, her father cheering for them both from the sidelines.
Even on your best days, it always helps to have someone in your corner. He was definitely one of my biggest champions, supporters.
In 2018, Fiori's father, Charles, passed away from cancer. She'd lost her biggest cheerleader, thus her love for running.
I wasn't eating well, I wasn't exercising, ended up putting on almost 50 pounds, and really came to a head about 2 years ago when I was diagnosed with high blood pressure.
Fiori's health declined for several years.
I had to recognize, recognize what had happened, the trauma that had happened in 2018, and not ignore it. And I think through that process, that healing process, recognize that I wanted better for my life, and I know that my dad would want the same for me.
Last year, the 35-year-old started jogging short distances, adding more miles each time. Joined Independence Blue Cross's Blue Streaks team. We caught up with the runners during their lunch hour when they often train together in Center City. Fiori also volunteers with Achilles International. The organization helps runners with disabilities. She says both organizations and the work she's done on herself have all helped her lose the 50 pounds and come off her hypertension medication. On the first Sunday in May, Fiori will return and do her 5th Independence Blue Cross Broad Street run, this time with a new team and new purpose.
I kind of see this year as really a celebration of how far I've come, a gratitude for being able to move my body again, being able to breathe well, live well.
To others struggling to get back on track, Fiori encourages you to take things in stride, one step at a time.
You're going to have 3 good days and maybe have a really poor day, but that's part of the journey, and I think it's okay to acknowledge that, like I mentioned with my healing story with my dad, and use that as a catalyst to move forward.
Leah, NBC 10 News.